This lesson, I want to talk about building value. Now, what do we mean? Let's take any product. Let's take our service contract, take the vehicle. In this case, let's take a bottle of water, right? Now, in the lesson, what I want to talk about are the three ways that we focus on building value in this, right? First one being the features, right? Features and benefits. What are the features and benefits of a water? It quenches your thirst. It's lightweight, right? It's basically a bottle of water, right? It's not very complicated, but it serves basically the same purpose. Now, I can look at the cost basis, right? So if I take this same bottle of water, buy it at Costco, I can get a 40 pack for approximately $4, so 10 cents a bottle. Now, this same bottle of water, if I go to Disneyland or Disney World, I can tell you, because I can speak to this, I was there recently, it's about $7, right? So you got basically a 6,900% increase in the actual value right now of the two bottles of water. Now, those two bottles of water are exactly the same, right? One looks a little different as far as the plastic, but they both serve the same purpose. They both have water inside. We're going to assume that the water, for the most part, is safe. There's not really any distinct difference between the two of them, right? Now, the next thing I want to talk about is convenience, right? So how do we tie all this together? Now, if I go to Costco, I'm buying that bottle of water based on a cost basis, right? It's 10 cents a bottle. If I can get 40 bottles at $4, 10 cents. If I go to Disneyland or Disney World at $7 a bottle, right? They're selling to me because they're making it convenient. They're going to put different stands all throughout the park and they're going to sell me that same bottle of water for $7. Now, my time is very valuable, especially since I just bought expensive tickets to get into Disney Park, right? So I don't want to leave to go maybe down the street to a Circle K or something and buy a bottle of water, right? I want to stay inside the park, and they know that. And so what they do is they capitalize on the convenience, right? And they're talking about how this bottle of water, right, which I know I can buy for 10 cents, is now $7, and I'm not going to fight them. I'm going to pay the $7 to get the bottle of water because at the end of the day, they realize and they know what I know, and that is that the time I have in that park is limited, right? So I want to utilize all that time I can, and I'm willing to pay the premium for whether it be the water, the food, whatever it is that they're going to try to sell me. So again, you think about it, the features in this case are the same. Both bottles of water are exactly the same. If I buy it at Kirkland or the Kirkland brand right at Costco, or if I buy it from Disney, I'm getting a bottle of water. It doesn't really change much between the two different bottles of water. The cost, massively different, right? So we're not selling on a cost basis unless we're at Costco, because then I'm buying it basically at 10 cents a bottle, right? Which is a great value, right? So the value there is in the cost. And then if I go to Disney, I'm buying based on the convenience factor, right? The convenience is that, hey, I don't want to leave the park. I just spent several $100s to be there for the day, right? So I'm not trying to leave and go back and forth and give up my time. My time's very valuable to me. So I'm willing to pay $7 for that bottle of water. Now, where do we go with this lesson? What do we mean when we talk about this bottle of water? And it's very simple. If I'm going to relate this to, in the menu presentation, I'm talking about a service contract. A lot of times, again, I see finance managers talking about the features and benefits, right? What the service contract covers. Hey, this is going to be your powertrain, your electrical, your navigation system, right? They start listing off the different components, right? That's great. That's not bad. I expect that from my finance managers. I expect you to be very knowledgeable about the product that you're selling. So much so that I can ask and fire questions off at you, and you should be able to respond back quickly as far as what that's going to be, as far as entitling coverage, limits of liability, everything inside of that contract. Next, we're going to see some guys that sell based on cost, right? And they're going to say, hey, your payment was $350 with the service contract, now it's $380, right? So now you're talking about a benefit of it only being $30 a month. Maybe you're talking about the benefit of the cost of what the contract will cover, right? Which not necessarily good or bad. I wouldn't necessarily say that's the strongest approach. You're not building value based on a cost basis there. Convenience, on the other hand, is a big tool. Now, a lot of times when you look at a brochure, you'll see on it where it says, hey, towing, roadside assistance, features like that are built into the contract. They're not even listed on the front. They're on the back page or back panel of a pamphlet. And a lot of times it's kind of skipped over. But really, it's one of the biggest advantages, if you ask me. It's one of the first things that I talk about. Because most customers nowadays are busy, right? Like it's either taking kids to soccer games or they're at work, they're constantly on the go. As they're sitting across from you, they're thinking about all the things that they have to do. They have a very busy schedule, very busy life. So what does that mean? If we tailor our contract to our customer, we're talking about the convenience that contract is going to create for them. Mr. Customer, hypothetically, if you were to break down on the side of the road, right? If you're on the side of the freeway because your transmission failed, your engine failed, something major happens, right? What happens is now is that you have an 800 number you call. They're going to send a tow truck to you, pick the vehicle up, take it back to the dealership to have the work done, right? So now you're not chasing trying to find the right mechanic. You're not chasing trying to find a rental car. You're not chasing trying to find a tow truck that's going to come pick you up. All those things are built into this, right? So now as your car's getting fixed, you get that rental car, you keep moving about your day. Everything keeps going for you. As soon as your car's fixed, you drop the rental car off, you come pick your car back up, and great news, it didn't impact your life. So in the end, it's the convenience that we're after, right? Our customer now has something that builds convenience for them, right? It's going to be something that we're building value based on the customer's time. Anyway, guys, the 3 areas that we focus on, features and benefits, right? Cost and convenience. Put a little extra focus on convenience because I'm telling you, it'll make a massive impact in your presentation.